it's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee. Hello. Oh, I'm really far over today. Okay, so sewed down my buttons, sewed them onto cards for the ones that were matching. Did notice that I had some really nice buttons and thought I would make a tree. Okay, so what I've got here is an artist canvas. You can pick them up really cheaply now. They've sort of come down in price. So what I'm going to do when I find that pencil that I had in my hand a minute ago. Oh, a few less buttons. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a button tree. And it's just a plain silhouette. And you could just as easily do things like a love heart and everything else like that. So, just a silhouette. Now, I'm going to use the buttons as the colouring, and I'm using the pencil because the pencil would disappear. And then I can sort that out. So, pink and beige on this side, dark brown and purple on that side, and little ones obviously to fill in the gaps. Yeah, so size really does matter. Now I'm using embroidery thread, and I've decided to use orange, and rather than buy a particular embroidery needle, I've just used the biggest needle in a normal standard packet. But what I'm doing with the embroidery thread is I'm separating it in half. Most embroidery threads have 6, and I'm going to use 3 strands. And it is a simple matter of splitting it. It's quite easy. And then you just pull, basically. And then you've got half your strands. And what else was I going to say? Oh, if you have a glue gun and you want to do it with a glue gun, well, that's excellent. Although I would recommend that when you put the glue gun down, you don't burn yourself because the glue comes up between the holes in the buttons. But, you know, that's just life. So it is just a pure matter of, yeah, buttons. A distinctive shape, you know, your brain will sort it out. They're quite clever like that. You know, if it kind of looks like a tree, they'll kind of work it out. And have fun with it, really. Okay, I'll be back when I've got more to show. And yeah, so beige on one side, dark brown and purple on the other. And it is just literally to work on the light. Hi, so yeah, I have been busy, and they do say practice makes perfect, or makes you better at it either way. So I think I'm a lot more confident. I'm not very good at hand sewing, I just never have been. I suppose it's part of my personality. I've got a bit of a speed freak thing going, so I like to go fast, and I can go fast on a sewing machine. And yeah, so I'm just putting the last one on, and you can see that I've done pink through sort of purples and browns, and it is highlighting the pink. It's not supposed to be pink, it's supposed to highlight, and I'm quite happy with it. Although it is one of those things that you sort of have to live with, and then you can have a little fiddle with. Because there was one button that I knew I had, and that was the button that I was planning to use. This was the whole reason for the make, and I have only just found it. So yeah, just shows you, nutty as a fruit bag. Okay, I think I'm going to add another little one on here. And when I was doing this side, just shows how lazy I am. All these little buttons, I was looking for ones with 2 holes rather than 4 holes, so I only had to do a couple of stitches. I know, and I was quite surprised to find that out. Okay, yeah, so enough banter. Alright, next step. Clumsy this morning. What I need to do is, with a stiff brush, I need to, oh, this is the back, by the way. Now I do have a choice. I can cover this by hand stitching in a piece of cloth. Yeah, or I can leave it like that, and I think I'm going to leave it like that. But all I would do is I would take a square of this cloth, then I would use this amount as a fold over hem, and then I would just hand stitch it in, or you could just put it around the outside. Yes, so what I need to do now is I need to, with a stiff brush or paintbrush, is dust off those pink bits. You know, they do show through in odd places, and a bit of fresh water. And what I think is ideal for this, if you have one, is a brand new paintbrush. The paintbrushes that you use for painting the walls, and I do have one. Not here. So yes, I just need to clean off those pink lines. I'm going to say, I like the expression live with it, and then see if I can adjust it. And I did have quite a few minutes sort of going, what colour thread should I use? And I was going to use blue thread, and then at the last minute I used orange. So yeah, I think if I did it again, I would use orange. And one thing I would say is that these ones at the bottom are really hard to sew if you try and sew over the wood. Okay, but before I go, I would like to talk to you about using the glue gun. So the nice thing about using a glue gun is that you can stack your buttons. So you could stack your buttons like that. The nice thing about using a thread is everybody knows that this took you more than 5 seconds. You know, it's quite obvious. And of course you can accentuate your stitches by using embroidery thread, using a colour that you like, and everything else like that. But yeah, just remember, you know, the brain will sort it out. So if it is vaguely the shape of a heart and it is in pink and red, then your brain will know. And yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. My name's Fiona from Weekly Sewing Bee.